Hi, my name's Warner Gibbs and I was working with Qantas since 1959 until I retired in 1990. Many years of fun. I started off in engineering, didn't like it, so I transferred to cabin crew in 1961 and there I stayed until my retirement. They were a lovely aircraft to work on. I was in the back galley to start with the juniors. You start in the back galley, then you went to the front galley, then you went to the back cabin, then you become a chief. So I was in the back galley and they said, right, before we have our first meal service, we only had 2 ovens. So you've got to heat the meals, one lot of meals, heat them up, and we wrap them up in a blanket and we put them aside and then we cook the second lot. So when we're serving the first lot, the second lot of meals, which are hot, you put the second lot in the ovens and reheat them back up. And that was I thought, this seems strange, working in a galley where you got to put food in. But it was the only way you could cook it. We had, I think it was 87 economy seats in the first 707. They were wonderful aircraft to work on. My best memories of it was I went from there to the front galley and then back to the back cabin as a senior, and there was a gentleman sitting down. He was looking out, and we were on our way up to Singapore, on our way to London, and he sat there and I said, is everything all right? And he said, oh yes. I said, no, you're not happy, are you? And he said, no. He said, I'll tell you. I said, do you want to tell me the story? And he said, yes. He said, I'm on a retirement trip. He said, my whole life I've worked on London buses and they retired me, and he said all my workmates put in and bought me an airfare to Melbourne to see my daughter. And he said, I've been down and had time with her and now I'm on my way home. He said, no, I will probably never see her again. And I said, I'll tell you what, I'll see if I can get you on the flight deck to have a look. And I went up and saw the captain and explained to him, and he said, yes, bring him up. So I took the gentleman up and he was up there for about a quarter of an hour. He came back and he said, that's fantastic, isn't it? He said, during the war years and the flying bombs come over, I always wondered how they worked. He said, but this is, of course, this is different. This man that's flying. He said, it was wonderful. And I said, I'll tell you what, sit down and I've got a glass of champagne for you. And we were flying over Ayers Rock and he said, what's that down there? I said, that is Ayers Rock. I said, it's big from up here at 30,000 feet. You can imagine what it's like down there. So when we got off in Singapore, he said, I'll always remember this. He said, it's my trip. And I've always remembered that, man. Always remembered him. And I still get emotional about it. I'm sorry, because of what happened to him.